Okay, hi everybody. So today I'm making a holder for my carriages and engines and all that sort of stuff so I can work on them. Sorry, but I've already started on it. I forgot all about it filming, so I'm making up for it now. So basically it's just a block of foam, cushion foam that I've got from out in the garage. What I did was I laid this carriage on here, and I worked out that there's the measurements for what I want. I took my tape measure, and what I did was basically said, alright, so I'll put a mark here and a mark here, and then I worked out roughly how wide the thing was, which gave me the centre. That then gave me the width, and then I just followed that line along the block, making sure that I've got the same width here and the same width there. And then what I did was I said, alright, well how far down do I want to come? So what I did was I thought, alright, if I get the carriage and I sit it about that far in, that gives me enough room at the top when it's sitting in the holder to work on it. So I worked out that it's roughly about two and a bit centimetres. So what I did was I came up 3 from one end, and I came up 3 from the other end, which then gives a consistency. Mind you, this block was a bit funny shaped, as you can see. So all I did was I worked out a straight line, ran my pen over it, and the same. And I'm just using a kitchen knife for bread, just a bread knife basically. And all I did was I just cut across like this, and there's that piece which comes off. So what I was doing was I was getting into cutting it out more. So then I went down along the line and I thought, oh look, that's about the same distance. So I made sure that the top of the blade was roughly the same height there. And then I just carried it through as I was cutting it all the way along. And then when I get to the end, it's roughly the same height. And I did the same here on this one. As you can see, it's down at the same height. And I brought it all the way along, cutting, and it cuts quickly and easily. I've just drawn it through a couple of times, and that then gives me those two pieces with the centre still intact. So then what I've done is I've worked out, okay, well that's my depth there, that's my depth there. So I started cutting it, and this stuff cuts easily. So it's just a matter of pulling there, gently pulling it along. And the good thing about it is, because I know the depth is already cut on the sides, as you can see, I already know that it's that sort of deep. So when I'm pulling this up, all I'm doing is gently cutting it along the sides with the knife, and that is then giving me, see, that's how simple it cuts, quickly and easily. And I'm getting a clear edge, as you can see here, just gently across. Do the same from the other side, or just straight across, it doesn't matter. Just a little bit of upward pull, not too much, because then you're going to end up with bits cut out that you don't want. So just carefully go along, pulling it up as you go. See, same thing, pulling it up, just gently drawing the edge of the knife across. And I find a bread knife is good because it gives you that extra length to hang on to, whereas a smaller knife, you're in like this with a smaller knife. I think this is good because, and it doesn't flex as much as well. So I can be back here and I can still hold it flat like this, and I can still get my cut, which will keep it. See how that's roughly the same height all the way through? Whereas if you have a smaller knife, you're going to have little cuts and it's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. Whereas a bigger knife, I find, is easier, because you're not cutting just little bits here and there. Mind you, I am cutting bits at a time with the knife, but I've got more control with the longer length of the knife. So nearly at the end here, and this has taken me just a couple of minutes just to make out the rough idea first of what I wanted. So I'll just finish this bit, turn it round, and you can see where I'm at. So I start from this end, I'll just make a nice little incision. See, that's how I started on the other end. Exactly the same way. And see, there you go. I've got a nice little pocket to work on my train. Put the carriage in it and it holds it nicely for me. So, and that still gives me enough room at the side. If I need to I can wedge it. And it's long enough for a whole carriage, which is good because I've got a lot of steam engines that I want to do work on. So that's good. And even a smaller engine would fit. See, the smaller engine would fit in there. So this is roughly 26 centimetres in length, 260 mil. And that's a good size. That's an average size of a wagon as a carriage, as you can see. See, there's the length of the carriage all the way from one end to the other. And it sits in there. It's not going to move around, and I can work on it upside down. If I want to do some work on the carriage on an angle, it still holds it nice and still. So it's a good size. See, that's going to hold it nice. If I want to, I can hold it all the way on its side by just pulling the foam out a little bit, as you can see. Pull the foam out a bit, and it's holding the carriage nice. I find this sort of cushion foam is better. It's a slightly deeper density, which is better because it doesn't squash as easily, but it still holds its rigidity. See, that's quite firm, even though that's 1.5 centimetres either side, right? Yeah, 1.5 centimetres, give or take. See, I still pull it aside, I can still move it, and it's still going to protect the carriages and the engines quite nicely, I think. So, and that's not even a 10-minute job. And as you can see, that's one of the carriages that I've got off eBay. Nice little engine, nice little carriage. I'm just going to give it a bit of a wipe over, a bit of a clean. It's got some marks on it, as you can see. There's some paint's come off here, some marks on there, some marks around here, just fair wear and tear. I did notice it's got some bits and pieces off here, so I'll just give it a clean up. And that's $25 on eBay, $25 Australian on eBay. So that's a nice little carriage that I just scored last week. So I thought that'd be ideal to give me an idea to do that with, because I've been meaning to make one of these, and there we go, 10-15 minutes and it's all done. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave your comments, anything. Any comments are helpful. I always read the comments, and any comments you do have is very much appreciated and helps me to work out what you guys like, what I like, and also gives me some more direction on what I'm up to. So thank you. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share, all that sort of lovely stuff. And see you next time.